Hi friends, Sandra here at Blossom and Inspire. And I just have some clips. I don't have any actual video footage of me working, but I do have clips of walkthroughs of progress. So if you want to see the progress, the madness, the back and forth still, up into where I'm at right now, stay tuned. Oh my gosh, put that in there. It's me talking. I'm gonna walk you through it. Gonna tell you what my plans are. And then the next clip, I'm gonna change my mind and I'm gonna walk you through it, where I'm at, and let you know what my plans are. And then the next clip, I'm gonna change my mind and so on and so forth. And I believe the last video I did, I forgot to go into the sales room. So I kind of had to put that in at the end. I'm not sure how it's all going to work out, but that's why, if at the end of this video it's a little funky, but it is where I'm at this very moment in time. I am recording this. It is Friday, the 17th of October. I got back from my visit in Nebraska when I went to go visit Denise, and I had so much fun. Anyways, I got back last Friday. It's was my travel day, and I got back that night. So Saturday morning is when I hit it hard. I worked Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and even today, Friday, trying to pull it together and get things done. And yeah, and now it has to be done because I have a weekend of lives, which will have already happened. But you know, I need to get crafty. I'm tired of cleaning and organizing. I just want to play and make a mess. So hope you enjoy the video. And as I make changes later on, I will maybe show you. It just really depends on where I'm at, but this is where I'm at right now. Enjoy. Here is the lace catastrophe. I call everything a catastrophe because I'm really just like a bull in a china shop. So as I'm doing things, I just make messes. I love organizing. I love putting it together. I love seeing it clean. But I also like to play, and I don't have time to thumb through every little thing. My hands don't. I don't have time with my hands because they get tired easy. So I just barrel through, barrel through. Anyways, so what I'm working on now is I have been zoning things somewhat, but I also need organization because I want to craft. And if I only zone it, then I still have a mess, and I'm afraid I'll make a bigger mess. So what I'm doing, let me just show you. Let me back out. First, let me just catch you up. I let Jason know what I want is a shelf. So I want a thinner shelf, kind of like maybe the depth of this one right here. You know, see how that one sticks out so much further. I want more table space. So this is a 6-foot long table, and it's actually quite deep. It's perfect for crafting as long as it's not, I don't have shelves sticking out that far. Other people may find just that much space easy to craft on. I do not. So I need more space. And what I'm wanting is, I like the way that this shelf has a shelf from the bottom to the top. Now things do, for me, get blocked when I'm crafting. So I usually use this bottom space for stuff to like push things in, things that I'm not working on or I need to move out of my way. But what it gives me is these upper 2 shelves. And that's really, I think, all that I want. That to be that shelf, and then it would be the top, right? And then that way I can put my supplies and things like that there. That is my goal. That's my goal. I say that word a lot. I have a lot of goals. All right. But that is what I want to do. Now I do fight with a little bit of light in this space because I have this, for the, what's that stuff called? The pipes for the central air. That does come in there. Jason has it. He covered it really nice when he did the remodel down here. So it's really pretty, and I can use it. I can still like hang things from it and stuff like that. But this is the space that I want to work in when I'm doing any kind of jelly plate printing, any kind of collage work, stamping, anything, really anything. I mean, I also use my main desk to work at, but this place right here, I gotta find homes for all this stuff. But this L-shaped table space that I created here is so that I can work in bigger, like when I'm doing like the kids stuff and I have to work like assembly line type things. It gives me that space. So what I'm working on right now is I'm ignoring this for a moment until I can get Jason down here to measure to build me some shelves. I want a shelf that doesn't attach to the wall. Let me point that out also. I want a shelf that's built that I can just set on the table, and that way I can move it if I need to. My other option is I did purchase these shoe racks. I purchased 2 of these. I have one here and I have one on my regular desk. That is also an option because it gives me that same thing. So it gives me the space right here. Whoops. That I can put things in and out. And then it gives me 2 shelves. So it gives me the one shelf and then the top shelf, which then I can put my other these little wicker baskets, which I'm addicted to. I buy them when I see them as long as they're not moldy. And I put those on top, and they just have just the right amount of space to put a couple of little things without going too deep and losing it. Because if I go deep, it gets lost. So I don't want to go deep. Not really sure how this is going to work out for me in the long run because I feel like I get lost. Right, this is what I've been doing is, well, I started doing is things that were pre-made. I was putting them in there. But I think I'm going to change that whole thing because I'm not using it. I'm not utilizing it. This might just be where I keep my extra backstock things to create stuff so I can just go shopping. I prefer to shop for my shelves. And then when I'm making something, I would rather have another container, another box, or something that I can just move over. I used to use the rolling carts and I would keep all my pre-mades in that, like how I have the punches. I would just keep it in there. And then I would just bring that rack over. It would be so much easier because, you know, I'm lazy. No, well, I don't know that I'm lazy. I just like to stay in one spot while I'm creating. I don't want to be jumping around. And then now with being a YouTube creator, I find that having to get up and leave my desk too many times, I just can't stay in the rhythm of whatever I'm working on. So let me just get you past this mess here. I know it's really bad. So I'm trying to clear off my desk so that I can work when I need to, but I keep stacking stuff on there as I'm going through stuff. So these 2 rolling carts right here, that one and that one, were packed full with just laces, trims, rickracs, the pom-pom balls. I mean, everything and anything that had to do with lace or trims. And I found there that I overstuffed it, and so I wasn't getting into it. And then you can see down there on that shelf, I have more trims and more laces and more backstock and more lace, and it just keeps going up the shelves. Well, I don't know about you, friends, but I do not need that much in to have access to. Oh my gosh, and that's not all. So I still have, there's a box there full of lace and curtains, so things when I'm working on projects, I'll grab that. That container there is filled with laces that I have wrapped up, and then I have more little things down there, and that white container there, that's filled with like all the scraps to make snippets. Do not need that much. So what I've done, sorry if I'm making you dizzy, is I brought over in the transformation here, I cleaned out this black rolly cart, black and clear, semi-clear, from the mechanical room, and it had all the silks and stuff in there, so I pulled all of those out. I'm not using them anymore. Pulled them all out, and now I'm using this to keep my lace for the moment. So what I'm doing is all loose lace, longs and shorts, all loose laces. I'm just putting them in there. I do seem to grab from stuff like that a lot, and then I'm trying to organize it while I'm cleaning it up and putting it away, and I'm trying to remember what was gifts, and that's really hard. I think the most difficult thing is that I received so many gifts before I ever started selling and things like that, and I just put everything together because it was just all gifts, and it was and stuff that I bought and things that were gifts. And now that I'm doing sales and I need to let go of a lot of this lace, my fear is that I'm going to accidentally sell stuff that was gifts to me, and I don't want to ever hurt somebody's feelings or do something like that. And I know that everybody has given me things and said, please share if you want to. I've been told sell it, gift it, do all these things. And so I do gift. I gift a lot. I feel like that's, maybe I need to gift more lacy things though, because look how much I have. I have a ton. And then I can still sell it. And maybe that will help my heart so that I don't feel like, I just don't want to ever hurt somebody's feelings. And right here, like I know recently, these are more recent gifts. So I'm like, okay, that stuff stays there. I'm not selling that. I don't mind sharing gifts, but I don't want to sell gifts. Does that make sense? So please, if you're watching this and you've gifted me stuff and you see it in sales, please know that that was not my intention, and I never want to hurt somebody's heart. I am very appreciative and very grateful for everything that comes my way, but most importantly, for the friendships that come my way. Things don't matter, friendships do. And at the end of the day, I just want to have a happy heart, and I want my friends to have a happy heart. So if I ever hurt somebody's heart, then that is not my intention. Sorry to get all sappy on you there. But anyways, this is what I'm working on. And so this is the cart, the other cart. This has got like all the, I've been trying to keep these organized with these types of trims and stuff like this. But again, I over organize. So I'm trying to figure out a way that works, that I'm not cramming myself into every spot. I also have a lot of paper on this shelf, aside from the lace, that I need to move out of, and the books, because I've stacked my books into a way that I can't get to them. I can't, so see how they're stacked right there? Back in the olden days with younger hands, that was not a problem. Now in the older days and the older hands, that's a problem. So I've overstacked myself, and I need to get that cleaned up. I'm gonna have a few books out here, and then I need to put the others away. I'm not utilizing this buffet thing, or whatever it's called, this cabinet here. I'm not utilizing it in the way it could be used. I emptied out those drawers because I can't get to them and I forget what's in them. But I need to go back to that and maybe put the things in there that I don't necessarily grab all the time, and then just label it. And then I think what I'm gonna do, because I do block them, is maybe create like a little cute little chalkboard or some kind of writing board that I can do like a little cheat sheet and kind of hang it up, make something pretty that lets me know what's inside this thing. What's inside these drawers? Well, I am back with a little ketchup. No mustard, just ketchup. Just kidding, sorry. Anyways, I'm working in the closet, in the backstock closet. Eventually, a lot of that will be gone. So what I'm doing in here is, the top shelf is personal, mostly. There's stuff I have to get rid of, but I can't really ever get to it, so it's like personal stuff. Then this shelf right here, I did clean off. I had tons of envelopes, which, by the way, I still do. But I'm clearing off the shelves. I'm getting things out of here. And I snatched a lot of the books that I want to tear apart to make paper packs and things like that. And I'm putting them in here. This was all on the shelves behind my main work desk. Oh my gosh, my hand's shaking. And so I'm just working on cleaning that up. And then down below is like chipboard, things like that. Things that I don't have to get through to, but I'm also going to be getting rid of a lot of the, there's a lot of envelopes with stamps on them, things like that. I just have to, you know, cut them, and I have to do stuff to them. So that's that. And then I will be bringing, I don't know if anybody's interested, but I will be bringing these Reader Digest to the sale. I thought I would gut them for people, but I'm not very good at that. I will end up cutting the spine off. So that's the thing. I can either cut them, I could gut them, but I will cut the spine off. I am unable to keep the spine attached. Or I can just sell the book as is, and then you have a lot of glue papers. Though there's that. I think if I cut them, they would be a little bit more expensive just because of the work involved. If I leave them as is, it'll be a little bit cheaper. I don't know. They're going to be cheap. So, you know, like, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'd love to hear feedback. Now, let me take you into the room that I'm still working on. Craft room. Let's see. We have, let me see. I'm not sure where I left off. I went ahead, I think I left off here. I did move my little corner rack right there. I have no idea if that's even gonna stay. I might actually sell it and just get rid of it. I never can find the right spot for it. It seems that way. And then I'm working in this area. I think the last clip I just had here, I said I want Jason to build me a shelf, but I think I'm going to get that shoe rack. I found one that's very like narrow, skinny, and I can just stack up. And then that way I have something lightweight and movable, since I like to move things around it periodically. So getting this cleaned up and getting things situated there. But that is not my primary workspace. I got some more of the lace. I had to give up. I stacked it. I'm like, this stuff goes here. I just don't know where yet. And then I'm also filling a box to the side of scrap packs. I'm just going to probably do a giveaway with, because I get tired of going through it, and it's just like parts and pieces. You know, it's hard to say, like, I will say, oh, I don't think this is any good, but really everything is good. So there's that. All right, as I'm working here, I went ahead and moved my scrapbook paper back down to the bottom. I had it there before, and I like it better down there. I like to have these shelves right here that's right across when I turn around in my chair. This is where I keep all my coffee dye papers. I keep some of my stationery paper, things, typewriting paper, things that I like to play with a lot there. I only need a few books for my, like when I'm doing collages and stuff. So I'm going to keep the main things that I grab for. So right there. And then, yeah, and then I'm still a work in progress. I have like washi tape there. I have scrapbooking paper and then other papers I like. So these are going to be my main go-to papers for when I make signatures and when I'm doing backgrounds or collages. That's what I seem to like the most. So that's what I need to stick with. I have not changed anything there. I did make a little mess, so I got to clean some stuff up here. And then I pushed my rack of punches over there. Now, going over here, I still have fabric and stuff here on this shelf. So this is kind of what I'm working at. I had this at one point, lace and fabrics, and it's one of those things where it works until it doesn't. But it seems to be the best spot of all. The only thing I really am not a big fan of is that I have my fabrics and some like crochet laces right here. And then I have all my other laces down there. And then I have these laces right here. I'm not a fan of everything in different spots. So I'm not sure how that's going to play out. Eventually, it will probably change, I think. I don't really know. So I'm still trying to figure it all out. I pulled my orange tote here. My orange tote. Yeah, it's not a tote. It's a rolling tote. It's a rolling tote because it's like drawers, right? Whoops. Messy. Everything is super messy. It's just the way it is while I'm working. So I pulled this here. These drawers open easy. It sits underneath my cutting board thing for this desk, or writing board. I call it a cutting board because it's wood. I do use these drawers right there. But this is so easy. It pulls right out. And then in these drawers, like this is where I keep my glues. I have some things in that top drawer, not much. And then I keep some tools in excess of my extra glue down there. So I don't have to get in there all the time, but when I need to, I can just wheel this right out. And what I'm doing with this, hopefully I can open the drawer. It's not heavy enough right now to hold anything down. So I'm putting all my scraps in here. All my scrap papers, I'm doing it in here. I used to organize it. It's still kind of, I never keep with it. And I think I'm going to follow something. I'm going to try and do something like Natasha does at Treasure Books. Anyways, and just pull stuff out of there once in a while and play with it. We'll see how that works. But look, I have that. This is my bin of all like cardstock scraps. And then I don't know what to do with it, scraps. So, I mean, I don't need that much at my disposal. So I have to figure it out I just got to figure it out. Maybe those drawers will be utilized that way. It's a drawer where I can just put my scraps, and when I need to get to it, yeah, because I don't need to get to that. I get to this like once in a while, not a whole lot. So we'll see. I used to have my little trims and my laces in there, but I completely stopped using them. So I don't know. Up in the top here is where I put all my like special stationaries. I have some cute books over there that I wanted to make journals. And you know what? I just forget it's there. I do like keeping my extra like my other types of glues and adhesives up in here. I do like that. I like keeping my glitters up here. So this might just have to turn to that, and then I'll pull these stationaries and put them over here so that I'll start using them again, because I'm not using them. And a lot of that I want to put in paper packs. So yeah, there's that. Anyways, a little bit of progress. It's very slow going. Jason just came home for lunch and told me that we have a first responders dinner tonight. So I'm going to stop working and get ready. I got to pull my room together a little bit so that I can get ready to go. And so I'll catch you back up on the next clip. I am now in the sales room. So let's see. I think these video clips are going to be several days. I know, because I know I'm already on day 2 or 3 of putting these video clips together. Just keep working everywhere downstairs. Just keep working, oh my gosh, I am constantly working downstairs in all the areas to get it together. I'm on a timeline, so I want it done. I want it to be cohesive. And again, I have to move things back and forth into the spaces because I literally have no room. If that is not a telltale, is that a telltale? If that is not reality smacking me in the face that says, Sandra, you have way too much stuff, then I don't know what is, because honestly, like, I can't fit it. Like, I keep looking at everything like, where am I going to put this? So I have decided, as of this morning, that I'm going to just put together a few of the boxes that I've purchased for shipping, and I'm just going to start packing it. I'm going to pack them with stuff, and I'm going to fill them with fabrics, doilies, laces, buttons. I mean, there may be a book in there. I don't even know. Like, it's just going to be a ton of stuff. It's going to be a surprise because I really don't have the time to video them all and also put them together and get them sold that way. So I'm going to hope for the best and see what happens. But at least if they're in boxes, I can at least package them. I mean, tape them up. I can at least stack them somewhere out of the way. So let me just show you what I'm doing right now. I'm clearing off the shelf. So this is the fabric shelf. And I had said before that it is the top two shelves on both sides actually are my personal things. So I'm working really hard to get my personal things out of here. I think at this point in time, the very top shelf, I could probably get away with using that just for my own personal storage things, because I can't really reach it. I have a hard time reaching the second to the top without a ladder to get to the back, but that's okay. So as I'm standing here filming this, what I've decided to do is fill a shelf with stuff, and then the next shelf will have other stuff, which I know that doesn't really make any sense. So I'm finding like all my little sewing notions. So I'm going to start a shelf with like, so there's a bunch of zippers in that bag right there. I don't know if you can see it. So I've got like zippers right there. So I'm going to do like a sewing shelf, and I need to get clear containers so that I can fill it up. And then I'll do like ribbons. Maybe I'll do some fabrics, and I have a lot of fabric. I have gotten rid of a lot of fabric, but I still have a ton, and I have really big bulky pieces that I need to cut down and see if I can unload it. And if I cannot unload it, I need to get rid of it. It's taken up the space, and I have so much more to bring in for my storage container and for my garage that I want to show that off. I want to get that going on. So these books are going to have to go. I don't know that I'm going to get to them this year, but they are going to be amazing deals. And these books have wonderful covers. They have really cool vintage feels, like those brown and gold ones I love. Personally, I just think they have a real vintage look to them. So, but I love all the children's books. And I mean, I don't know how everybody else feels about these books, but I love them. So I bought them, and I will try to sell them. I'm going to sell a bunch of my very vintage and antique items. I know I have some antique mixed in there. I honestly don't know what is what, but that's that. There's a package that never got shipped out. I'm still waiting for the address as of this date of this video, but you know, sometimes that happens, and that's okay. I understand that's the name of the game. So as I work on this shelf, I also discovered, check this out. Look at all these buttons. I'm like, and I'm not even done finding them. This is why it needs to be cleaned up. I don't even know what I have. So there's that. I have all the pieces of like clothing, dresses, and things that I have already cut up. And I had all these big plans to do stuff. Those big plans are now, they're to the side. They're to the side, and I now need to make just fun little packages just to get this stuff out, moving it out. And I also need to clear space for a super secret. You may have already know about this super secret by the time this video airs, but just in case you don't, it's a super secret. It's super exciting. It's a big change that's coming. Something that I'm adding into what I do here at Blossom and Inspire. And it's something that I've been really excited to do. I've been wanting to do it forever. And it's also something that really fills my heart to do. So you may know a little bit already by me just saying those few little things, but if you don't, and you don't know what the super secret is yet, you will find out soon, my friends. You will find out very, very soon. Anyhow, wish me luck. This is the room I'm tackling today to get it cleaned up so that I can function, because I took my sales room to a place of functionality, to a place of overwhelming catastrophe again. And, but it'll work. It'll happen. It will happen. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I'll see you on the next clip. Back with an update. There's days in between these clips, but I am working every day. Every day I am working, and I feel like I am making headway, and then I create another mess, and then headway. But really, it is all headway. I am moving in the right direction. This shelf right here, I cleaned everything off. Not really sure where I left off on the last clip. So the very top shelf, there's a couple of things that are mine at the very, very top in the very back. And then I have some fabrics, like upholstery type fabrics, thicker fabrics, like that tablecloth with the pom-poms. I want to take the pom-poms off that. I think it's an older tablecloth. I'm not really sure. But I'm going to cut some of that stuff down, keep what I want, and get rid of the rest. Over here I have like some tablecloths and things like that. I do like to layer when I use a tablecloth for whatever I'm doing. So I kind of think it's smart to keep a few of those for myself. This shelf right here is just stuff I have to deal with. I don't know what to do with that bin right there. Behind it has quilty stuff in there, quilty pieces that I cut up. I'm gonna get rid of them. Let's see, that shelf right there, or that shelf, that stack, that's large fabrics. There's 2 stacks there, and I'm gonna cut them down or tear them down, keep some for myself, and then let go of the rest. So that's kind of what that shelf is for. It's just stuff I still need to sort of deal with, but I don't have the time right now. Let's see, next shelf, we have all velvets and velveteen type things. I'm gonna keep this shelf at the moment for like my, well those, I was gonna say my vintage fabrics, but not. I just put them there to hold them for a second. This tub right here, this bin is filled. I've been filling it with all things that are like sewing related things, stitching, threads, vintage, all kinds of stuff. I want to put together some really cute things. I'm a little ways off from that. I have to get everything under control first. I'm thinking that my bags and some boxes I can stuff, you know, right there on that shelf, just on the side. I think I need it to be an easy access reach so that when this desk gets cleaned off, I can utilize the space there. And then I can just reach right there. So I can reach right there, grab the bags. I can open up this drawer, grab my stickers, my tape, and my cello bags, self-adhesive bags, things like that. Let's back out. Let's back out. So this shelf right here, that brown one, that's basically where I'm going to, at this moment in time, it's gonna work for me to have my stuff ready that I'm gonna be doing for the sale whenever I'm having a sale. The top shelf, those baskets won't go there. The top shelf will be where I have my boxes. I usually keep everything like in boxes so that I can pull a box over of stuff. And then I decided at this time, because I like those little baskets, I like the cubby that it's giving me. I'm thinking maybe I will put a shelf here, just one. We'll see. We'll have to just kind of test the waters out on that. I don't want to put any holes in the wall. I don't want to put any more holes in my walls and ceilings until I know for sure. But I think this is gonna work. That right there, let's see. I have that box is filled with all kinds of doilies, and that's not even all of them. I have a lot of creamy ones and white ones, and I do have some colored ones. And then, but I'm gonna be moving through that. I think I'm gonna be doing something with the sewing boxes with that. So just kind of keeping this the same, not really messing with this at this time. Those 2 top shelves, again, are still filled with all my own personal stuff that I think I want to keep. But I mean, I need to be realistic. Like, what am I going to do with it? I like looking at it, but I'm not playing with it. And then all those quilts and things like that will be coming down. Those are all going to be for sale. And then I do want to do, not my clowns. Nobody can have my clowns. hands off. No, but I do have these cool bunt pans and things like that. I don't know if and there's interest. Well, I will be trying a curiosity sell at some point. You know, I have like all these cute tins and all these little bunt pans. I have like that Singer skirt maker. It's just cool stuff. The box itself is cool. We'll see. I may test. No, I not may. I will at some point test the waters on that. And just go from there. If there's a want, then there's a want, and if there's not, then I'll know and I can move on. I've got all the punches I need to get sold down there. I've got other things that I need to get on the bottom shelf out of there so that I can get things pre-ready for sale. Fabric. I have fabric. It looks like I've downsized a lot, but that's not all the fabric, you guys. It's just what I've got right there. I'm filling this bag right here. I'm gonna do like fabric dumps. Not really sure. I think I'm gonna have like a set dollar and I'm just gonna keep stacking the fabric until somebody says me. There's lots of good pieces in there. There's scraps and really nice big pieces. And I'm not color organizing them. I'm literally gonna grab from the bag and stick on the table because I'm a messy person. That's how I'm gonna work. This bin right here, I'm calling this my dollar bin. And anything that goes in here is going to be $1. So I've got from large tablecloths, different textures. I've got like some satin silk curtains, quilted pieces. I've got belts in there, bigger pieces of fabric, just whatever. That's how I'm cleaning. This is how I clean. I get to a point where I'm just like, I'm tired of touching things. I need to move it out. That's where I'm at. And there you go. And then my desk, I clean it off and then I stack it up. Clean it off, stack it up. I'm keeping a small portion for myself, and anything that I keep, I make a pile and then I get it out of here. See, here's some more like home decor, curiosity things that I'm bringing in here like these. I don't know if anybody wants this stuff, but I'm going to try and let it go here before I let it go somewhere else. I'm still debating whether just to have a big yard sale in the spring. It's a lot of work, but I have so much stuff that I could probably make $1,500 easy selling stuff really cheap at a yard sale, because I have a garage filled with stuff. But look under here, I still have all that to deal with. Not really sure what I'm gonna do. I have all that to deal with, and hopefully I'm not showing anything personal. I don't think I am. I think everything's covered up. But look I've cleared this, cleaning things out. This is part of the thing is when I was boxing myself in, I was getting really frustrated because I kept tripping over things and all I seen was this pile coming in my room, going out of my room. So first thing that I see, last thing that I see during any time that I'm going through stuff, it really plays on my mental mind. My mental mind, I think it's the only mind I have. It's very mental. I turned my papers containers this way so that I can stack behind it this way. So there's more. So there's like lace and doilies, and then I have really cool curtains that are down there, deciding whether I'm going to cut them apart or I'm just going to try and they might go in the dollar bin. Just depends on how far I get. I still have this stack. So that's like all cleaning stuff, and I have to figure out a different place to keep my cleaning stuff. I want to get like a really good tote that has a lid on it. I use that for our rentals. Like I need to have a go-to, so when I hire someone to clean, I can grab that, or if I have to go clean, I can grab that, or I can just take it over to the rental. Anyways, so this 2 boxes of paper, 3 boxes of paper, 2 boxes of paper, and then there's some things that we made for a Christmas bazaar a long time ago that may be going into the curiosity sale. I have some special things in there. Some I'm going to keep, some I'm going to put in the curiosity sale. And then my amazing mat right there, I have it there to be protected. That will go back in there to use on my table. Let's see. I have all the silks I need to get rid of. I don't think anybody wants silks, so they may just go to, I think what I'm gonna do is put a thing on Facebook. There might be some churches that want them. I don't know. I'm getting rid of that mean rack that keeps cutting my hands up. And let's see, that little bin right there is mine. And then I'm going to have to, at some point, clear off this counter. I want pretties, but I don't need that much. So a lot of this stuff's going to go into those sewing containers, those little sewing boxes. Let's see. Let's take a peek in here. The desk's been cleaned off. The desk's been filled up. The desk's been cleaned off. The desk's been filled up. But let me see. I have stuff that I had just purchased recently, so I have that on top. I had to get it out of the sales room. See, the sales room was the fabric and lace room, and so I still have my stuff in there. And it has to fit in my room, otherwise it has to be packed away or sold. But see, kids, I still have to, I gotta get that finished. All right, so it's ready. I can sit here and work. My L shape, I'm loving it. Every time I walk in here and out of here, I'm like loving this. Oop, I gotta be careful. There's a box from Cat. Okay, and let's see. So I'm trying really hard to keep my chair cleaned off because I need to be able to sit, take a break, pay bills. I keep putting those off because I just want to clean and organize. Let's see. But every time I walk in here, I love this space. I love it. I love the space that it's giving me. I just ordered 2 racks. They're in the shoe rack department, and I ordered 2 double-decker racks, and I think they're gonna fit on the 6-foot table all the way, and then I'll either turn that or take that off. I think if I turn it all the way to the end right there and then just move that frame over, that might work. But I just want a workable area here for me so I can put my stuff on it. Because right now what's hard, what I'm finding very difficult, is that I'm moving things into the places where they go, but there's no place to put them except stacking them on top of everything and under the table. So I had to get that rack ordered quickly because eventually that's going to be just too much to deal with. This is my friendship cart, which I haven't even played in it for so long. I just keep putting stuff in there. So I need to get into my friendship cart and get working and get some stuff documented. Let's go in here. I got this area here cleaned up so I can walk through it. Took all the boxes and containers out. I think I already updated you here with a little bit of this shelf clean off. Pulled paper that I don't get to all the time, but I do like to have. So it's like all my colored cardstock, 8.5 by 11, all of it. It's just here. It's all solid. If I need a solid piece of color, I can come in here and get it. Let's see. And then that's pretty much it. Still too much stuff in here, but I've cleaned it and I can walk in and down. That's the important thing. Okay, this room right here, cleaned it up. Swept up all that garbage that I was sweeping up in here. I have my wipes. This is just a container. It's got stuff for kids. I moved all my plastic empties over here because that shelf's filled. Like, I'm not going to be working there. That shelf is filled with pirate booty, and things I want to make drill holes into. I have all the cards. This is the stuff that's going to be eventually, I'll work on it out there at the L shape. This is where I was doing all my box storage. So I may keep some of the big box storages in here. I was breaking them all down, but it's really hard on my hands. Now, having them all built up takes a lot of space, but it's less work on my hands, and I do move through them as I'm selling stuff, so that's good. These small boxes, though, I've stuffed them all on the shelf, and then I forgot about them, and so that might not. I don't think that's working for me, so I'll just figure that out. All of these mailers from the post office, I'm going to take them back. It's too expensive. I'm not shipping that way anymore. That was pre-sales when I was just doing other things or sending heavy mails or things like that. So that's not going to work. They want way too much money. So I'm going back to mine, which is the cheaper mailing packages. And I have an abundance of them. And I also forgot that I had them because I stuffed them in these cubbies and I put them in here. Another reason why I want to get stuff out into my area. And then look, there's I have books in here that I'm keeping, some that I want to take apart. It's just a lot of stuff, a lot. And let's see, I think that's it. Here, I also have to go through this bookshelf too, because these are books I was keeping and I don't even remember why. Like, at some point, I have to let them go. If I can't remember why, then why? Why? I don't know. All right. Moving through here, this table does need to be emptied because that's ridiculous. I don't really know. Does it need to be emptied or just organized? Right now, it's not super bothering me, but I'm not moved to dig through it to get to anything. I did push this little table in here because I did what I do. I moved some things out. So this is where I'm keeping all the Happy not the Happy Mail, ATC stuff and giveaway stuff. It will be on this table. I felt like this would be great because I have 2 little drawers. So if I do have to put some things away, I can, and anything that's on this table, minus that little silver tin there, anything that's on this table only has to do with the ATC exchange and for the monthly giveaways. And that's kind of that's what I want. I want just one spot. It has nothing to do with anything else but that, because if you've hung out with me for a minute, you know I get confused easily. So this is my little box of doilies that I've kept for myself. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? I'm so proud of myself. So I've kept those. I still have a few that I'm going through, and every once in a while I'll put them in there. But honestly, I think I'm going to cut some of this stuff up and put it in some of my giveaways, my sales, and things like that. Over here, that's a box of yarns I just never got put away, trims. I'm going to start taking things and setting them next to my chair one at a time to go through. And I'll sit there, and that's where I will do like my wrapping. When I watch TV, I'll wrap things up with trims and things like that to let go of. This box right here is just scraps, like literally legit like scraps. So these are going to go into like something, I don't know. I got to get rid of all of this. I don't even know. I mean, some of them are like bigger pieces of scraps, but it's all scrappy. Empty boxes, game boxes. I haven't decided what I want to do with them yet. And this is all things black. So all things black, lace, trims, things like that. That's mine. Keeping that. And I'm not really sure what I'm doing. Now, these 2 file cabinets, I always say I'm going to get rid of them. I'm going to get rid of them because I don't like solid drawers. I just forget to use them, and I forget what's in there. But I do like that they're the same size, and it gives me a shelf to put things on so I'm not bending over. I also can stack these on top of each other and make a large filing cabinet. So the first 2 are drawers. So it is a kind of a good place to keep that stuff, but I never get in there. Right now and so I thought I'll put all my different envelopes in these drawers. And then these 2 down here are just like filing cabinets, which I know I can file a lot of my papers, but that's what I was doing, and I forgot they were in there. So I stopped using them. What could I file? What could I use them for? I can label it. I mean, I could put like my wrapping paper in there. I can put my wallpapers and when they're cut down in there, but I will forget they're in there. And there they'll stay, and they'll live until the day I die and somebody comes in here and says, oh my gosh, why does she have all this junk? Let's take it to the dump. All right, moving on. I did take all my, I knew I wasn't going to like all my laces and everything way over there, and then way over here, and then right over here. So I did move everything over here. Will it stay this way the next time we have another clip? I don't know. But I have all my lace carts right here. And then this is where I've been stuffing everything. And then I have other things there. So it's like fabrics and laces. I really want to keep on the shelf over there things that are already made, maybe. I don't know. It's a work in progress. It's always a work in progress. I thank you so much for all the support, all my friends. I really appreciate that. Everybody says it's constant. So this is my Ethernet cord. So Jason's going to have to come, and he's going to put a couple of hooks into the ceiling because it has to be kept up. I do have a hook up there for this curtain rod that he put there for me. So I have it going through that and then over there. And then this is a shower tension rod right there that I put. And I like curtains. It's dramatic. I like drama. No, I don't like drama. I just like dramatic things. And then I have it. It's like just looping down there, and then it loops up here, and then it comes. Sorry for the dizziness, you guys. Oh, I almost fell. Not from tripping, thank God, just from getting dizzy. All right, so there it goes around there, and then it comes down and around. And then there we are. We're back in the sales room. Look at me. I walked through the whole place. I was able to get through without moving things out of my way or tripping over anything. All right, I will catch up with you on the next clip. Okay, my friends, we are at the final video update for the reconfiguration of the craft space and sales room. I still have things to do. Yes, I think that's always going to happen no matter what, but I do have still a little ways to go before it's completed in the way that I'm hoping, but it's done enough and I need to start getting to work on crafting and doing the giveaway, which will have already happened by the time you see this video, and just all those types of things. So let's go ahead and start all the way over here. First, let's go into this room. It is still cleaned up. I think I showed you this already. Cleaned up into the way that that counter is still stuffed. Coming out, I have not stuffed the path again. Right there, I'm trying to collect all things that have been gifted to me out of my fabrics and laces that I can remember, because like I said, I don't want to sell what has been gifted to me. I don't mind sharing if I've been given an overabundance, but I do not want to sell it. That is very important to me. So again, please forgive me if that happens. Moving forward, I have spots where I'm putting things that are gifted. So there we go. This shelf it's a work in progress, as in I have not worked on it. There is no progress yet. Same thing right here. These shelves, I've tried to put things in there that for me to use, but honestly, I don't dig in them. So I need to put my pretties in there. Maybe I'll put my journals in those. I don't know. It's kind of far away from where I'm sitting. All right. Update here. Same thing as I showed you on the last video. There's not a change in here really. Let's see. Now we'll move through this way. What I really love, and I've been doing this for the last couple of days, is I love that no matter which room I come from, which desk I come from, where I'm sitting, even if it's the bathroom, doesn't matter where I'm coming from, I can get to every area without having to double back and go around other things. And I love that. So the aisles may be small, but I fit through them. And as long as I continue to fit through them, I'm going to keep it this way. So as you can see, I can walk around and I can turn. I can walk around and I can come out this way. That's the bathroom. And I can go this way. I can come back around. You see what I'm saying? Does this make sense? I'm sorry if I'm making you dizzy. If I want, I can go that way, up the stairs, or into the sales room that way, or into the private hidden office right there. I never take you in there. And then I can come around my desk this way, easy. My desk is cleared off. I'm getting ready, which again, you will have already seen these videos, possibly if you were hanging out. My live, I'm doing a live Saturday and a live on Sunday at different times, but this is stuff that so this is where I put stuff when I'm going to do a live, when I'm doing a show and share. I put them around me. I stack things around me. This stuff just needs to find a home. Normally, this box of stuff would be behind me and beside me. What I decided to do here is, as I'm purchasing things and I'm doing my show and shares and things like that, I want to keep maybe one basket here. Really depends on what I'm purchasing. Maybe I'll put 2 baskets there, and then I'll put the items in there after I share them so that I have to put them away. And my hope is that I will not shop until my stuff is put away where it belongs. I don't know if that'll happen the way I'm wanting it to, but it's worth a shot. It's worth a try. Yay. Okay. So desk is cleared off. It's almost ready for the weekend of lives and some crafting that needs to get finished. Let's see. This is all done, but see, I can walk around. I can walk around this way. I can get in here. My ladder's in the way. It does not live there, but I'm still using it at this moment in time. And I can come back out this way. I can also go back in this way. I didn't make that turn the first time when I came out there. I could have just walked right into the L-shape area. I really am loving this. Yesterday when I put the metal shelves together, which they came in, I'm not in love with those shelves. I'm not, but they will work, and they're not as deep as the other one, which is not in here anymore. It's somewhere else. So it does give me quite a bit of space to work. Jason came down to take a look, and so I showed him how I'm limited with my light and how my one little lamp is casting so many shadows. So he's going to help me with that. This all needs to be cleaned up and organized, but it's going to work. It's going to work. I really think it's going to work. I'm so excited. And then he's going to move this light down yonder. So I don't hit my head on it because I'm really short, but Jason hits his head on it because he's really not short. And then this is just something I made a long time ago. I don't know if I've ever given you a close-up. This is what I had posted this when I worked at the dump. I posted it on the wall. I used to have things all over the windows too. Just love it. I just like happy stuff, you know. Anyhow, there you go, my friends. This is the final update. Now it is all about getting to work. Oh, wait, I've got to show you. Oh, but wait, there's one more thing. Let me just show you this. This is not how this is staying. This is journals right here that I was working on. Books that have to get put away somewhere. Gifted stuff that doesn't go there. And then some of my papers. None of that's going to go there, but I did put some of my special books that I've kept because I have no idea why. I just love them. They are certain cookbooks that I just enjoy looking at. They're really fun and cool. They have pretty pictures inside of them. I like this one. It's pink. My favorite it's just pink. How I had to have it. So then that one's kind of, it's not really pink, but it's cute. It's close enough to pink for me to keep. I moved all my stationery out here. And as I was doing that and I was looking at my stationery, I realized that I have really become super extra hoardy with it. And if I made 1,000 journals, which let's be honest, that's not going to happen. I may make 1,000 unfinished journals, but if I was to make 1,000 journals and use a piece of stationery in each one, in each signature, no matter how many signatures those 1,000 journals are, I would have extra stationery left over. So it's time to let it go. Say goodbye and keep a bit, just a bit. I'll find more. I will find more. But look at all my friends. You guys are all stuffed up there. I love it. And I love that you're close to me. That's why I don't want to put you way across the room. But if I move furniture around a little bit, maybe I can put you across from me somewhere so I can see you. I tried stuffing you guys in there, but it didn't work. So you guys look around. What do you think? See that paper shelf right there? Or shelf, that wire rack? That's going to Jamie's house at some point. I just have to unload it. Maybe that would be a good place to put some pretty shelves or a hutch. Maybe I'll look for a little hutch that fits there, and then I can put the journals there because I can see them. And that was the other thing, is I like to be able to see across stations. I don't like anything built up high. I've done it before and I didn't like it. I don't like them built up high where I can't see across. So if I'm sitting here, I want to be able to see there, and over here. Does that make sense? And same thing with every spot. And moving out of this room, we still have a bit of a mess here. A lot of these things we're going to be putting into like little sewing tins and boxes and things like that. I know I like buying those types of things, and I've seen other people like to buy those types of things. They're fun. So I thought I'm gonna join in on that. All right, this area is pretty much cleaned up. It's gonna stay the way it is for the moment. And light, please. And there, see, I'm still not blocking my way out. I need a shelf in there for sure. And then the sales room. All right, I did a little extra cleanup. Like I said, it needs to be ready to be moving forward. So even in the state that it is in at this moment, I can work in it. Do I want to work in it exactly like this? No. Those two white shelves, I've cleared them off. That's where I'm going to keep my consigners items on them. So depending on how much they send me and what they send me, they will be assigned a, one or two shelves or possibly a rack. It just depends. I don't want to have too much backstock of any one person, but I do understand that there's shipping costs involved. So they need to really make it worth sending it to me. And I cleaned up this area somewhat. Now all that's underneath there is like all my laces, my lace curtains, not all my laces, but just a lot. I have to get moving through that. I have the tulle, and then I have some bulky fabrics down there. This counter, I am thinking about, as I move forward, we'll see how things work out. I'm thinking about making this the counter where I actually do my weighing of packages. I might have to take down the side shelves right there. Just leave the top shelf up for the, and then I can use that for my you can't see up there. Sorry. There's a shelf way up there, and that one I can use for my own personal stuff and things that I need out of the way. And then I can maybe keep one side of shelves and then open up the other area. Well, it's going to be kind of one of those things where let's just see how everything works out. But I'm going to move around now. This is my moving rack. So as I'm selling, this is the rack that I use. When I'm not selling, I can push it out of the way. But for the sake of this video, I moved it there where it would go during a sell. The black rack at this time is where when I bring things in after a haul or when I'm getting ready to do a haul, I'm going to use this shelf for that after I get it cleaned off. And then maybe that's where I'll stack stuff or I'll put stuff that's already priced and ready to go. I like to put my stuff in bins when they're priced or trays of some sort so I can just grab a tray and go. I do need to have that, and then I won't bring anything else in here until I have space to put a new tray from hauled items. And then things that don't sell, I can then put them back into the tray and then move them out of my craft room or my sales room and out of the downstairs basement. I can just get them out and figure out what and if I'm going to do anything with them later on. So that desk dresser is still full of mess. It does store stuff for me, so it's kind of like one of those things. I really want to keep it in here because it stores. Let me just show you. So I have packaging things there, tapes, stickers, things like that, things that I can keep out of my way. But honestly, all that stuff can go over to where that other counter is over there if I move it. This drawer. And what I like about this is that it is an old dresser, but the drawers open nicely. This is where I keep all my poly bags. I have bigger ones underneath those ones. And then these are all the patterns that I used to use for packaging, and I really need to start using it again because I have a lot of it. And then this drawer, which I can't open right now, has other packaging. So like bubble mailers, hard paper mailers, things like that. And this drawer gets blocked all the time. So I really need to not put my stuff in there. Okay, things that are going to be for sale and some packaging right there. So this is my new cleaned up shelf. Fabrics that I need to cut down and deal with, big ones, bulky ones, heavy duty ones are on the top two shelves with a little bit of space right there. Not to grow, but to just kind of keep cleaning things up. Everything, I'm using this third shelf except for the very right corner where I have all my velvets and my furs. That shelf I'm using at the moment to house all of the things that I want to make, like little sewing notion boxes. It might be with laces and things like that, buttons, all that kind of stuff. I want to make some little boxes to sell. So I need a place to put it. I don't want it in my craft room. I want it in here because I can just work at that stuff at my desk here if I need to. Or I can take the container. I can take the entire container out with me and do it someplace else. All right, moving down. This is all the fabric I need to get through. So a lot of this fabric is stuff that I'd already went through. I pulled a bunch of fabric from me. I don't ever get into it. And like I said, I think I've said this on a previous video. If it's for me, it needs to leave this room. It cannot live in this room. That still looks the same up there. I think moved a few things around just to see what I have. And then I moved that big shelf that was on my L-shaped table. I moved it in here. I'm going to use this. And this is where I'm going to keep things also that are when I'm ready for my sale. So maybe I don't need that black shelf. I don't know. We'll see. I think I need all the space I can take, all the shelving that I can take. I need it all. This fabric basket right here, that bag that's filled with different fabrics, that basket right there that's filled with laces, they are all, I pulled all of that stuff, and I'm just going to do grab bags of all types of things, and it's going to be a mix. It's not going to be organized. It's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be color coordinated. It's not going to be any of those things, but it's going to be a lot. It's going to be really, really cheap. And I'm thinking about doing those and maybe even doing, I don't know. I mean, I'm just thinking out loud thoughts, but depending on how many containers or how many bags I can make, I was thinking about just doing like a one sale, like maybe a pre-recorded, putting them together sale. You can choose your bag, and then you can be entered in for a drawing for that, for another bag of some similar or something like that. I don't know. Oh, I just want to make it fun, and I want to get rid of this stuff. So there you go. That's it. All right, friends, thanks for hanging out with me. I'm not sure how entertaining this video was, but it's just showing you the progress of how it's coming together, what I'm loving, what I found it wasn't working, maybe. I don't know. Anyhow, thanks for hanging out with me. I will see you on the next video, my friends. Enjoy all your moments. Bye.